Hello my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they're of course from the 18th until the 24th of May 2020. So these horoscope tarot card readings are from the 18th until the 24th of May 2020, and of course I am going to start like I always start with my gorgeous and ever so precious Aries. My gorgeous Aries, you see, I just want to warn you about one particular thing when it comes to this week, but in the best possible way, of course. It is not going to be the best week for some kind of important investments or some kind of important planning, but in particular when it comes to you making or creating or starting the certain progress on action. The week after that it's going to be absolutely fine, but this week it's going to be more for the actual thinking. In particular, this week is going to start in a quite strange and bizarre way, because you are going to find yourself kind of like being in a little, not a little trap, but you're going to find yourself being unable to do what you want to do, but purely because of the certain financial setbacks. So I'm not saying that every single Aries is going to financial setbacks, but most certainly it is going to create a certain obstacles that you're going to have to work around. But the way you're going to work around these obstacles when it comes to the actual financial setbacks is most certainly not to throw yourself into things, in particular when it comes to the actual starting new progresses, new processes and things like that. This is a great week for the actual thinking. This is the great week for planning, you see, but not actually to throw yourself directly into things. On another hand, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Aries, you see, it is going from the like about a midweek, it's going to become quite interesting indeed, because it's all about your own recognition, you know, not your own recognition, but it's just someone very quite significant or rather important. It's going to recognize something quite outstanding about yourself, which is most certainly going to be very beneficial for your own personal progress. This is very important because it's just something that you have been waiting for on another hand, but then again it's to do with the greatest honor that you are going to feel, the beautiful moment in time when it comes to your own fulfillment, when it comes to the capability, you see, and this is what it's going to guide you directly by the end of this week, is the certain capability that is just going to be screaming very loud for you to notice it, because that certain capability, it's also going to be the beginning of a rather important stage of your life when it comes to an enhancement of your own personal power, which is also going to bring you the promise at the same time. This is important because you will know, my gorgeous Aries, that after this moment in time, after this week, you know, you will know it's not only about you being able to prove something to yourself, to the others as well, but it's about the actual fact that you will be able to feel so strongly that you are entering a very important stage when it comes to the actual ultimate change indeed. As I said, my gorgeous Aries, this is very important week because something is going to be revealed to you, and it's to do with your patience, it's to do with who you are, it's to do with what you wanted to achieve, it's to do with some kind of waiting moment, you know, waiting game, but most certainly it will be very important because you will know what to pay attention to when it comes to bringing things into the certain management, because it's all going to be about the compatibility and the certain adjustment that you are going to have. Somebody very beautiful in your life, it's also going to make themselves known around you at the right moment in time, and that in itself is also going to be the beautiful confirmation that you are going to have. And this is pretty much so to do with a certain adjustment, readjustment, and what else you need to do. On another hand, you can also expect an important sign, an important omen, my gorgeous and ever so precious Aries, that you are actually going to have an important omen, an important sign. You see Page of Pentacles. This is very important because that moment when you see an important omen or an important sign, you will know that quite interesting opportunity is coming towards you, and this will be very personal and very very important to you, my gorgeous Aries, because on one hand, it's going to be way out of the negative, step out of the negative situation, but on another hand, it's just all about the promise that you have been waiting, and it's going to enhance your own personal radiance. So this is why this is going to be really important indeed. And the sign that you are going to have, it's going to happen in a form of like a little bird, little bird, little bird. Whether you're going to see little bird outside playing, walking, flying, you know, whether you're going to see little bird maybe it's just in a different element, you know, in a different dimension. Maybe you will see the little bird while you're sleeping, while you're dreaming. Maybe you will be thinking about a particular bird the very first thing in the morning. It all depends. Maybe you will see it in the picture. It all depends from which dimension and realm this sign is going to be. But most certainly this is going to be your omen, a very important omen of your own security, when you will know that at the end of the day, an important opportunity is coming. You see, absolutely fantastic. And your oracle card, it's showing, you see here, adventures, 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 adventures. Be very open-minded, my gorgeous Aries. Be very open-minded, because you are going to surprise yourself this week. And this is all to do with the new you, slowly coming out and knocking on the door for you to open. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Taurini, my gorgeous Tauruses. You see, you are very much so being very clever indeed, because you're coming up with some kind of plan. You're coming up with some kind of conclusion, and this is very important because it's coming from your own reflection, or from your own direction, from your own understanding, which is most certainly very important and significant. And you're absolutely right. Very slowly you're reaching a significant point, significant moment in your life when you're going to be able to move on with certain things, but also you are going to be able not only like to take yourself on a very advanced level, because most certainly, my gorgeous Taurinis, you're going to realize that you are quite enlightened in many different ways. This enlightenment that you're going to have, that you're going to realize that you're actually having, it's going to be quite important because on one hand, you know, you are just really, it's an important moment in time, because you're going to realize something quite spiritual about yourself, how powerful you are, how special you are. But on another hand, when you realize this, how special you are, it also becomes your job almost like just to try to kind of enlighten the people around you. You're going to find out something, you're going to realize something, and you will, it's not that you're going to find out this, it's something that you already know, but it's just so important to say that this week it's going to be directly responsible for you to understand this process in a completely different way, which you're going to be able to look at it from a completely different angle, and that is going to give you an opportunity not to only look at this and understand this from with a completely different eyes, you know, from a completely different angle, but it's just also on another hand going to confirm and direct you that your job is like going to be also at the same time to enlighten people around you, and this is very important, because it's just going to set you free in many different ways. Because as I said, you know, some people are just purely enlightened with everything that's going on, with everything that's happening around at the moment, and some people just have absolutely no idea. So it reminds me of that particular situation, because something is going to happen pretty fast, something is going to happen pretty quickly this week, and this will be very important, because as I said, it's going to confirm something to you, but also at the same time, you're gonna kind of have a little spiritual job yourself in order to enlighten people around you. What else I was going to say this week, some kind of hidden agenda, my gorgeous Taurini, some kind of hidden agenda that is so much to do with you, so much to do with slowing down, so much to do with the slowing down of the actual progress or of process in your life, something that has been affecting you, but also something that is completely connected to the certain hidden agenda. Some kind of hidden agenda for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, is most certainly going to be revealed. And the way this is going to be revealed to you, it's also going to come through your own intuition. It is something that you have been thinking about previously within the last 3 months, something that it was on your mind quite a lot. So now you are going to have a very important moment in time when it comes to this being confirmed to you, but also at the same time it's going to happen through your own intuition. So therefore, pay attention, my gorgeous Taurinis, what you feel connected to, because your intuition will be guiding you. Your intuition will be guiding you, and it's going to take you somewhere where you're going to be a little bit surprised. It's going to take you somewhere where you're not going to kind of expect it, but it's going to be so important, because this is also going to create a new restoring point when it comes to your own focus, and your radiance is immediately going to be enhanced, and that is going to be an incredible moment of the new beginning. It's going to be a strong connection that you are going to feel with a new state, with a new element, with a new beginning in your life. On another hand, this is an important week when it comes to your own apprenticeships, my gorgeous Taurinis. And also when it comes to the ability to learn quickly, so you can use this to your own advantage, but also this also means that you are going to learn something pretty quickly this week. Very short process, very quick, but very powerful and very strong, because most certainly it's going to also make you committed to this, but also remember that you are going to be distracted this week a little bit. A lot is going to be going on more than you think, so just remember to stay committed to the task at hand, my gorgeous Taurinis. And also, I know it sounds really bizarre, I know it sounds really weird, but try to try to have a little bit of like a sea salt in your in a little bag. I know it sounds weird, but it's very good for the protection. It's very good for energy. People have been using this for hundreds of years. I say to you to get a little bag of salt, put it in one pocket, little bag of salt, put it in another pocket. Obviously close it really tight, and this needs to be a natural, pure salt, no table salt. You could use those table salt which is mixed up with other things unnecessarily, but I highly suggest you like a natural salt put in each pocket, and this is going to protect you. I say this because there is a little devilish person, little naughty person, little naughty person is going to be around you, a little bit of a devilish person. So I just want you to kind of like protect yourself around this person. This is not going to be somebody who you are not aware of, but if you feel like rushed into something, if you feel like you need to do something really quickly, if you feel like that somebody is pressurizing you into something, that you will just know at the same time that your intuition is going to open your eyes and it's going to let you that this is the devilish person. So you are sadly, unfortunately, going to come across the devilish person this week, and to protect yourself against this devilish person, you just put this salt in each side of your body. Okay, and also what am I going to do right now, my gorgeous Taurinis? I'm just going to take this tarot card out. Okay, Six of Swords. You see, this is an important moment because you will know that you're going to need to come to terms with something, and once you come to terms with a certain problem and certain progress that is slowly going to come to an end, the easier you come to terms with this, the sooner you're going to release yourself and let it go. I can clearly see you releasing something and letting something go. I can see you kind of moving on really beautifully, and once you do that, this is very important because it's going to escape the like a negative situation that no longer serve you anymore. So slowly something is going to come to an end this week, my gorgeous Taurinis, but then on another hand, this is an important moment in time because it's also going to provide a new beginning. You see, just remember, you will be kind of having an important conversation this week as well. Just be as open as possible, and an important emotional conversation you're going to have this week, and it's very important for you to be as open as possible, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Gemini. Oh my god, my Gemini, what do we have this week? It's going to be absolutely crazy, Lini, because it is just like a kind of like certain stage of your life, certain part of your life that was affected in particular within the last 6 months is just going to come right in front of you, and it's going to expect from you to go through it, to think about it, to kind of like take this as a task and just move on with your life. But you can't move on until you sort this out. It's to do with a victory, with a mental clarity, but also it's to do with things that have changed within the last 6 months and have created as a result a rather chaotic situation, rather confusing situation. But this is really good, my gorgeous Gemini, because most certainly you are reaching an important stage here, and it's to do with the completion, it's to do with the new beginning, it's to do with the ending, my gorgeous Gemini, but it's also to do with the beginning. So you're gonna have to like deal with the fact, ooh la la, it needs to get worse in order to get better. It needs to get worse in order to get better. So I'm afraid for the first couple of days, even for the first 3 days, will be very significant, because you're going to need to come to terms with this chaotic and confusing situation. But this is very important because on another hand, it's a lot to do with you. It's a lot to do with maybe also hidden agendas, but on another hand, it's to do with your own luxury, and it's also to do with the step in the right direction, the step in the new direction. But before you do this, before you go towards your passion, then you're just going to have to deal with this in this particular way. And this is an important moment in time, because it's all about time of your life that was changed, and it was keeping you too restrained, too frequently restrained. And sometimes we are restrained when the things are going on in our lives, but we don't pay enough attention in the right way. And this has got its own ways to get through us, in particular when it comes to draining our energy, and in particular when it comes to making us feel drained, making us feel tired, making us feel like we are losing concentration pretty quickly. There are lots of other ways in which we feel this energy, we get to know this energy, but it's not about this. It's not about getting to know this energy. It's about recognizing that there is a certain element of our life that is just kind of it's slowed down a little bit, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that we are not going to have opportunity to deal with this again. So this will be an important moment in time, because this is connected to some kind of ooh la la unfinished business, my gorgeous Gemini, that was affecting you. It affected your process, it got you thinking, it got you worried, and it affected you because it hit you over there quite hard. It hit you over there where you feel so passionate about your life, where you feel so passionate about things indeed. So that's why this is going to be important, because the chaotic confusion, this chaotic chaos and confusion, it needs to be a little bit worse in order to get a little bit better, but most certainly it's going to go towards the victorious moment in time. You see, look at this. Dun, tarararun, dun, 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 tarararun, dun, 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 tarararun, it's the Wheel of Fortune, my gorgeous Gemini. What else can I say here? It's about your destiny. It's about your fortune. It's about your next step. It's about a little surprise. It's about you finding yourself somewhere where you don't think that you're going to be this week, but most importantly, you're going to react slightly differently, and this reaction is going to surprise you. On one hand, it's going to bring you a beautiful resolution to the problem, but on another hand, it's all about the conclusion, and it's all about excitement, and it's all about happiness and a step in the right direction, because it's so much so to do with who you are, what you want to do, and what would you also like next step to be at the same time. The Wheel of Fortune is so much so important because something is going to happen, my gorgeous Gemini, that is going to change your mind. But in particular, when it comes to thinking negatively, when it comes to thinking like a low, when it comes to feeling down, when it comes to feeling negative, it's important because you are going through your own rebirth. So this is very significant to say that after this week, you're also going to make an important decision And that decision, my gorgeous Gemini, is going to change absolutely everything. This is pretty much so to do with your prosperity. La 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 la. This is pretty much so to do with your security. This is pretty much so to do with your safety. This is pretty much so to do with who you are. This is pretty much so to do with your family matters. And also, you know, you will be an important subject when it comes to your family this week as well, because you are on one hand going to need to put your foot down, but on another hand you're going to be absolutely crucial in order to make the certain problem come to an end. You know, I like it as well. Most certainly it's just all about the growth this week, your personal growth, Gemini, your spiritual growth, and it's to do with the actual progress and an important successful dealing as well. If you need to make some kind of dealing, if you need to make some kind of something very important like that, negotiation, then you can do it this week. It's going to be quite good because it's going to turn out to be very important for you and very powerful for you at the same time. But on another hand, an important reorganization is going to take place. You're just going to have to change things slightly, but keep going, my gorgeous Gemini. But most certainly results of efforts are nearly due, and that, when you become aware of that, this is going to mean the world of absolutely everything to you, my gorgeous Gemini. Look at this. Blessings, absolutely fantastic. You are going to reach a very important stage of your life, my gorgeous Gemini, in particular when it comes to you reaching and receiving your own blessings this week. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancerini. My gorgeous Cancer, I just want to say, you know, ooh la la, you're just going to feel like a very wise this week. You're going to feel very deep this week. You're going to feel very clever this week. I'm not saying that you're not feeling clever. I'm just saying that whatever you see, whatever you feel, you will want to kind of take on the next step, next stage. You're also going to find yourself in a quite explorative a dimension, and this is always good because this is nothing unusual. This is very important moment in time when it comes to your own development, when it comes to your own improvement, but also when it comes to finding out something very important about yourself that is keeping you active, that is keeping you determined, that is keeping you excited, and that is even keeping you healthy and healed at the same time. So it's just so important to be as open-minded, my gorgeous Cancerini, as much as you can this week, because I have to say that it's just basically something is just going to come to you, some kind of like a sound judgment, you know, and you're going to be like, oh my Lord. Now this is important, you know, because it's just about you feeling that creativity, which is just about you feeling regenerated at the same time, but it's about the focus that you're going to have, which is going to provide you with this important perspective. And that important perspective is just going to activate you so nicely, and it is going to create a new beginning of an unfoldment, which is just going to go on, and until the September 2020. So the September 2020 is going to have a direct connection with what you're doing right now, because the September it's going to show an absolutely mind-blowing and rather important progress about everything that I actually said so far. It's so important to say that it's just about the actual you're going to come to terms with the problem at around the mid-week, and this problem will seem really strange and unusual and bizarre. Just remember, my gorgeous Cancerini, it is all about the common sense. It is all about the spiritual penetration. It is all about the hidden emotion, which is just at the same time going to let you know that there is a certain stage and a certain part of your life that you need to pay attention to. So this is all connected because it's all about your practicality, my gorgeous Cancerini, but it's also on another hand about you being analytical and you being you're understanding that there is a certain edit that you're gonna make when it comes to you feeling frequently too restrained. So with one hit you get rid of lots of lies, you know. That saying is so weird, but I don't even know where it came from, but it's just basically, it is just all about you kind of dealing with few different situations that were kind of no longer serving you anymore. But above all, on top of that, you just release yourself from things that are keeping you restrained unnecessarily. But then on another hand, you allow yourself to go on the whole next level, because it's going to make you feel really good, it's going to make you feel really powerful, and it's going to be connected to the time that you felt, you know, a little bit stressed with a certain progress because you couldn't kind of see the way out. So this is why this is going to be quite important to you. And you know what, listen for the advice from somebody quite absolutely important in your life, some certain figure here, somebody very honest, somebody very somebody very honest, somebody very beautiful, somebody mature, but not necessarily mature with their age, you know. Somebody could be like an old spirit, but it could be like an older person, like a mature person. It really depends, but it doesn't have to be necessarily the age. The age is nothing. It's just all about the actual age of the spirit, and somebody who has got a certain devotion around them, you know, when it comes to you, or you have a certain devotion to that person. It's very important to understand that something is going to take place, something is going to happen, and this person is going to tell you something. It's going to give you an absolutely mind-blowing ooh la la advice, and you need to remember that sometimes, you know, it may not be a generally like a direct advice that you will get, but it's just somewhere down on the line, in some kind of conversation, there will be an important message that is going to be waiting for you, you know. And that message that you're going to get and gain from this beautiful person, it's also going to help you so much to be more active, and it's also going to help you to make a decision, an important decision that was frustrating you, but also on another hand that was making you very impulsive, you know, at the same time, because you know that this is the certain gap you need to go over in order to reach the certain level, certain part of your life when you can feel completely relaxed, and also an honor and realization from somebody quite important. It's going to be followed to you, and it's going to come to you at the same time. This is an important moment in time when it comes to you feeling creative, but also when it comes to you looking towards the new stages, a new option that you maybe didn't really pay attention to before, but now they shall be revealed. Look at this. The world, of course that you've got the world. It's all about the perfection. It's all about the recognition, and it's all about the honor that you are going to feel and that you are going to have. Most certainly this will be very important, not only when it comes to you making a decision, but also when it comes to you realizing like that you are about to go through and fall towards an ultimate, huge, massive, very important change. Absolutely remarkable time of completion and accomplishment, and also like going on the next stage of your journey as well. This is an important moment in time, my gorgeous Cancerinis, indeed. And I'm just going to see what is your oracle card. Security. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. You see this security, my gorgeous Cancerini? There is an important security gonna come through. Emotional security, when it comes to you feeling good, when it comes to you feeling optimistic, something is gonna be confirmed to you. But also the security about parts of your life that were making you feel uncertain so far. An important a confirmation about your own personal security. Okay, so now I'm gonna have a coffee, sippy. Oh, can you hear me swallowing? Now, basically, The next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Leones, my gorgeous Leos. You know, you're gonna feel very powerful this week, and I really like it. It's about a certain reward. You know, you have done something like within the last 4 to 5 months, something very important, something quite significant to someone. You know, but this is really good when it comes to your karma, and this is very important when it comes to your own progress, but most certainly this is also very important when it comes to your own reward. Whether you realize this or not, my gorgeous Leones, you're actually going to have an important moment in time when it comes to your own personal reward. This is for you, my gorgeous Leos, and I'm so happy because at the moment in time when you did this, when you were doing this, you were just giving your love, you were spreading your love, you were spreading your affection, you were, you know, spreading your connection, and this affection and connection, it's coming from the fact that this was somebody in your life, somebody who you love, like your partner, maybe a family member, maybe a son, maybe a daughter, maybe a mother, maybe a grandmother, maybe a father, maybe a grandfather. It doesn't matter. There is a very strong emotional connection connected to this. But the bottom line is that there's something beautiful is actually going to happen to you within the first 3 days this week, my gorgeous Leones, and this is coming directly from your own karma, directly from your own karmic system. And this is so beautiful because on one hand, it's just going to also increase your power by making you creative, by making you feeling good. But that in itself is also going to be an important moment in time when it comes to this perspective that you are going to have by the end of the week. And this perspective is going to be everything, because this, believe me or not, it's going to have a very strong connection with the next step and the next stage of your life. Because on one hand, this is going to be directly responsible for some kind of completion, but also directly responsible for the new beginning. It's just something that you wanted to do and that you wanted to change in such a long time, but it's just basically maybe you were finding like a different not solutions, but maybe excuses, you know. And this happens when we are not ready. This happens when our spirit is trying to slow us down until we realize that the other things around us on our spiritual journey that we need to brush up on, that we need to deal with, whether this is to do with our people in our lives, whether this is to do with a certain problems, whether this is to do with a certain negativities, it doesn't really matter. This is all connected. And my gorgeous Leones, I'm very delighted, I'm very happy to say that this week is going to be super important to you. You are going to have this idea that you already had before, but it's just going to be so enlightened around it. The whole enlightenment, you will have an unusual and quite bizarre experience, but that experience that you're going to have, it's also going to be absolutely mind-blowing, like ooh la la, rather vavavumish, because it's at the same time going to plant an idea within you that you're never, ever, ever, you will never want to get rid of it. You will never not want to do it. So therefore, the next 3 years are going to be absolutely remarkable. The next 3 years in your life, my gorgeous Leones, is actually going to change, and it's going to be absolutely remarkable. Because of this particular moment, because of this particular point. But on another hand, this idea, it's also going to go on the whole next stage, and you will know more about it. You will know way more about it exactly within the next 3 months, which is now 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, la 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 la. Of course, within the next 3 months, but August 2020, it's going to be absolutely super important, because it's also going to reveal at the next stage an absolute progress of everything that I said, but the things that have been uncertain and most certainly going to be basically making sense like there is no tomorrow. This was all about the resistance to change. This was all coming from the resistance to change, but this resistance to change happened because of the outside things have influenced influencing you in a particular ways, which is completely normal, which is the way the world is. But that also indicated that you needed to change things, you needed to work on certain things until you reach this personal point. This important point means that it's the end, but my babies, it's at the same time creating the new beginning. Very, very important, my gorgeous Leonis. My gorgeous Leos, this is all about the actual suspension. It's all about your own transition, and it's most certainly going to lead towards a huge, massive, absolutely enormous change, in particular when it comes to the reversals of things that were making you bored, that were draining your energy, that was bringing you down, that was making you tired. So there is the certain abandonment that is going to take place when it comes to the actual sacrifice, readjustment, but it's important because it's going to lead towards your own regeneration and rebirth at the same time. What else I was going to say? Sadly, there is going to be like a little bastard that is going to be revealed this week, so you need to be a little bit careful, because you've got somebody who's quite deceptive, you've got somebody who's quite obscure, you've got somebody who's a little bit dishonest around you, and I don't like that person. It's very ew. I don't like this person at all. So I just want to warn you that if you come across somebody this week who's very bizarre, very stupid, very unusual, it's somebody who's making you feel like really bad, really negative, because you're quite strong when it comes to this. You're quite strong when it comes to your own intuition. I just want you to be careful, because your own intuition is not going to lead you astray, my gorgeous Leonis. So I just want to warn you about somebody who is like a kind of bad here, negative here, that you are going to hear about, somebody who is taking advantage of people. But I just need you to be careful not to rush into anything, but try to see whether that person is also around somebody in your life. Somebody who is in your life, very important to you, needs to also be careful, like when it comes to starting new things, when it comes to negotiations, when it comes to like a new beginnings, when it comes to like a new signings and things like that. Maybe perhaps you can avoid this, this week yourself, but also whoever comes to you, like a first person around you who means to you so much, that could be a little bit vulnerable. Just make sure that they also protect themselves by not starting new things, signing new things and negotiating things this week. Perhaps next week, but this week, this is the way they protect themselves quite nicely against these people. Also, I would highly advise to you as well to wear like a natural salt in a little bag, or in one pocket, a little bag of salt in another pocket. My gorgeous Leonis, I know it sounds stupid, I know it sounds bizarre, but the salt is very powerful, and it contains a very strong energy versus our own vibrations. So therefore, it creates an important psychic field around us, which protects us against negative energies that comes from people that are very much so like a negative, bad, very low in vibration. So that can harm us in many ways, because it can drain our energy. So that's why maybe for this week, I know it sounds weird, but just a little bag of salt in one pocket, just a pure natural sea salt, okay, and a little bag of salt in the other pocket, and this is going to protect you, and it's going to protect your energy. On another hand, what else is quite good, like a black crystals or a black stones are also just as important, like a black tourmaline crystals or stones. You can wear them in your pocket, around your neck, or like a black onyx, like a hematite. These are all absolutely superb when it comes to protection against negativities or negative people. This is something that I would highly suggest you, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Let me just see what the Tarotina Cardina is going to be for you, my gorgeous Leon. Ace of Cups. Oh my God, how beautiful. You're just going to come to terms with something so important, and it's just maybe this is the problem, but it's also the solution. It was creating lots of negativity, and you will know that this solution to the problem, it's also going to be the way out of the really bad and negative situation, but it's also the beginning of something absolutely massive, something absolutely huge, something absolutely important, which is about to change your life, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. And your oracle card Oh, na 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 na. I mean, come on, look at this. Change, big change, important change, strong change, powerful change, 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 change. This is not just any change. This is going to be a huge change. This is going to be enormous change. This is going to be remarkable change. This change will change your life, literally. Okay? You see what I mean, my gorgeous Leonis? I love you. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Virgolini. My gorgeous Virgo, ooh la la, what are you going to hear about this week? This is going to be everything for you. This is going to be huge for you. This is going to be massive for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, because it is just going to be not like the light at the end of the tunnel that is going to become super bright and super powerful right in front of you, but it's also going to signify an absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely powerful change at the same time. It is about the perspective that you are going to have. It is about the power that you are going to feel at the same time, which is going to allow you to move on with the part of your life that no longer serve you, but it was also affecting you in so many different ways, my gorgeous Virgolinis, in so many different ways, because this is, oh my god, this is like such an important week for you to realize that the things are going to start changing and the things are going to start moving on, but most certainly towards the right direction. And this is so good because before you just, you know, even if we talk about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, even if we talk about it like about a week ago, you know, you would still be a little bit uncertain because, you know, it was just about a certain fear maybe and certain negativity that was planted within you, in you, that affected you to the point that you just kind of felt lots of energy feeling being drained, you know, lots of energy being drained, feeling drained. And this is very important moment in time for you to understand that this is also going to be the week which is going to be quite significant when it comes to you feeling quite energetic. I have to repeat this, my gorgeous Virgolinis. If you do feel like your energy is drained, just make sure that you are taking organic acerola cherry powder every single morning, drinking with the water, and I would even take it at night before you go to sleep. Make organic acerola cherry powder. It's going to give you whooping, crazy, huge, massive amount of vitamin C that you need. On another hand, just take a natural zinc, natural vitamin D, and a little teaspoon of the actual organic virgin coconut oil. So if you feel drained, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because most certainly you have been feeling a little bit drained lately, I just highly suggest you that this is something, this little combination that you can actually take. On another hand, this week is just so beautiful because you know what, over the first 2 days will be super important, because on one hand you're gonna feel a little bit weird, you know, you're gonna feel a little bit of pressure, you're gonna feel a little bit of stress. You're gonna, I know, you're gonna feel stress, pressure, this, that. No, you're gonna feel a little bit of stress. You're gonna feel a little bit of pressure. You're gonna feel a little bit of overburdened feeling, my gorgeous Virgolini. But this is brilliant because at the same time, you're gonna be part of the slightly different dimension, which you're not going to realize just like that. You're only going to start realizing that your dreams are going to return. You're gonna start dreaming from the beginning of this week, and your dreams this time you're going to be able to remember more vividly. So there will be an important information and confirmation for you at around the Saturday and Sunday towards the end of this week. Just pay attention to your dreams, my gorgeous Virgolinis, but also pay attention to the fact what is the first thing on your mind in the morning, because there will be the clear direction that you will be sent to. Saturday and Sunday, these are the last 2 days this week that I need you to pay attention to. But also if you like fell asleep while you're meditating, or if you fell asleep at any moment in time and then you wake up suddenly in front of your TV or something like that, my gorgeous Virgolinis, this week make sure as soon as you open your eyes to pay attention to what is on your mind. because there is the guidance and direction that you are going to get, my gorgeous Virgolini. The guidance and direction that you are going to get, it's also going to push you towards your own transformation. This is important. This is huge. This is powerful. The guidance and the direction that you are going to get could be absolutely anything at absolutely any moment in time. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be like, oh, go and wash the windows, or go and wash the loo or something, you know, like, no, the way they get that from, but go and clean the carpet, you know, go and wash the windows, you know, it doesn't matter what it is, what channel, what a direction, what a dimension you've been sent to. The fact that you need to follow it in order to get this energy, for you to get yourself to the highest illuminated stage ever, it's also going to, on one hand, going to provide you with a satisfaction, regeneration. It's going to provide you with an important transition and change, but most certainly this is a quite significant time of your own transformation. Transformation. Just follow the little voice, my gorgeous Virgolini, because this is going to be a very important moment in time indeed. What else I was going to say, the very first couple of days you're going to feel a little bit of overburdened feeling, you're going to feel a little bit of pressures, but then again at the same time at around Wednesday, I absolutely love it, because you will know that the problems are soon to be resolved, and this is going to be so good for you, because it's just immediately going to open the door in front of you. Immediately it's going to unlock so much that you thought it was locked, because with this process, throughout this process, maybe it made you to think in a little bit of negative way, which is nothing unusual, which is nothing abnormal, but now most certainly this is also then going to create an important moment in time when you realize that the efforts to meet a goal are here. And this is so important because it's connected to the difficult time, it's connected to the time that was slowing you down, it's connected to the time that was affecting you, and also it was affecting you when it comes to your planning, you know, planning, progress and process. An absolutely remarkable seed you're going to plant here. You're going to start an incredible process and progress, and the second stage of that progress, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's going to be at around the mid-September 2020, towards the end of that month. From the mid-September 2020 towards the end of that month, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you are going to see an absolutely remarkable progress and process, and everything that you have been going through this week, in particular the start, an important start, which is just going to be an incredible moment in time when it comes to you achieving something huge, something powerful, but also is the change that you are going to be provided with. It's at the same time going to provide you with a perspective, but on another hand, you will know exactly how much it's actually going to change. Something very big it's going to start happening to you here this week, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and it's pretty much so to do with your own satisfaction, accomplishment, you know, an important moment in time when you're gonna feel regenerated, you know. It's about the devotion, it's about your life, it's about your spiritual journey, it's about who you are. You are gonna be surprised a little bit as well, because someone very important in your life is going to tell you something, you know, which is going to surprise you, and it's to do with them, it's to do with their success. But then on another hand, it's going to provide you with an important idea, but most importantly, it will confirm something to you. It will confirm you how much you want to change. It will confirm how much you want to move on with your life, and it's also going to confirm things that are bringing you down, that making you feel like a little bit bored, you know, they slowly came to an end. It's just going to be up to you to make an important and necessary step. But before you do this, it's all about the progress that is going to take place. It's about you and your own engagement with things, you know, with your own happiness, with the pleasure in daily existence. And most certainly it's about the ending, but also very, very, very powerful beginning at the same time. You know, what was also to you, you know, in the last 5 or 6 months, you know, there was a lot of confusion that you also felt yourself, my gorgeous Virgolini. So there is an important, absolutely mind-blowing answer that you are going to have at the same time, and this answer, my babies, it's going to provide you with a little bit of like a realization. So you're going to need to to make a certain choice and you're going to follow your intuition and you're going to do great. But most certainly it's about a luxury, culmination, and also victory and mental clarity, because this is going to lead towards a swift change, my babies. But it's all about one step at a time, my gorgeous Virgolinis, one step at a time. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and I'm going to see what is your tarot card. Oh yeah, okay, this doesn't surprise me. This is a Nine of Swords, you see. It's just a basically yes. So you're going to be a little bit careful here. And this is exactly what I said before. You're going to be a little bit careful, because what is going to happen is just going to be connected to the time of your life in the last 9 to 10 months. You know, you were expecting some kind of gain and advancement, but this gain and advancement that you were expecting was very much so slow down, and this did put you in touch with your different self, where you maybe brought yourself down, you maybe started to think in a slightly negative way, and that in itself, it's also kind of moved you on from a certain idea, and it created like an unfinished business, because your hands were literally tied. So you wanted to move on, because purely there were other things that were affecting this whole situation. It was not only about you. So therefore, this is an important moment in time, because you are going to actually hear a good news about this unfinished business, and that the good news that you are going to hear is going to come in form of you starting to feel, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. And this is going to be such a flip-flop moment that you are going to have, that something that you were thinking about negatively and you were preventing yourself to move on, now you're going to have this power, and this power is going to give you the chance to see things differently, and that in itself is going to provide you with the focus, and most certainly it's going to boost your radiance, and it's going to provide you with a vision, and that vision is going to confirm an important promise to you at the same time, and that is almost immediately going to enhance your power, and it's going to guide you towards the direction. So this is a lot to do with an unfinished business that you are meant to do, you're meant to go for. You must not ignore, because it's the part of your spiritual journey that is pretty much so very important for you to not to pay attention to. You see, Knight of Wands, absolutely important. You see, it's just all about the activity, it's all about the determination, it's all about you being honest with yourself. Virgolini, you need to remember, this week you need to be honest with yourself, because something confusing is going to happen, something confusing is going to take place. Just remember, be honest with yourself, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. So I'm just going to shuffle this diligence. You see, it's just so beautiful. You are going to find out something quite interesting, you know. You're going to find out something very interesting about yourself, my gorgeous Virgolinis. And once you do this, this is also going to become the part of your own advancement, but also at the same time, this week is going to be crucial when it comes to your own development, when it comes to your own promotion, and when it comes to the actual outcome of the past effort. So watch this space, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Watch this space. Okay, so before I do Liberina, just a little bit of coffee. Where is my little Libra? Oh, okay. So the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Libra. Now, my gorgeous Libra is just all about you, kind of like basically, you know what, there is going to be the reflection of something that you have learned not that long ago. Something that you have learned like about within the last 3 or 4 weeks, my gorgeous Libra, is just going to come back. It's going to slappy facey, and it's going to kind of push you towards the direction which is just going to require from you to make an important choice, which is therefore going to be connected to the new stage, to the new period, to the new dimension, which is on another hand equally going to make you quite quite indecisive. There are two things that you're going to be doubting about. There are two things that are going to be slowing you down. There are two things that are going to become quite remarkably important when it comes to you, my gorgeous Libra, but I will say to you that both things are just as important. The first thing that is just going to become like kind of part of, look at this Queen of Pentacles. It's absolutely remarkable. You see this? The first thing that you're going to be like indecisive about is just basically going to come from somebody very important in your life, somebody very powerful in your life, somebody very significant in your life, a female who's very strong, who's very powerful, who's very successful, who has got like a very much so perfect combination of their own spirituality and their own success. I mean, they may not be necessarily rich, but it's just the richness of the soul, richness of the spirit. Just like sometimes people are so rich with their soul and their spirit, they don't need much in life. It's all about their vibration. It's all about their balance. This particular person is going to tell you something when it comes to the actual, this indecisiveness. This person is going to be directly responsible. That person might have said this to you already, or this person will tell you, and it's going to help you, to guide you on the journey, you know. And this is going to happen when it comes to the one indecisive things. There are two of them. The second thing that you are going to have, my gorgeous Libra, it's going to come to you. So this is what you're going to be told by this person, or you were told by this person already. The second thing that you're going to be indecisive about, because you're going to realize they're two completely different things. The second thing is going to come to some kind of spiritual leader, some kind of spiritual leader, to somebody who's very important in your life when it comes to being like a guru and things like that. And this is the second thing. And it's going to help you to make a decision, like a discontinuance. Something will come to an end. Something slowly will come to an end, and it's going to need for you to actually move on from it. It's the stage of your life, the part of your life that no longer serve you anymore, but most certainly it's required from you to kind of like have a little move on from that dimension, because something is slowly coming to an end, and it's just so important for you to realize that at the same time this is the bringing you the new beginning, and that new beginning, it's also going to be connected to the conclusion, which is going to inspire you in so many different ways. Because once you come across this particular conclusion that you are going to have, you will know that the new beginning is coming, and that is going to make you realize, oh my Lord, yes, almost like the reason for the celebration that you are going to have by the end of this week, my gorgeous Libra. And that is going to be everything, because it's going to bring you the focus, and the focus is going to be sharp, the sharper it has been like in a long time. This is because this harmonious energy, it's at the same time going to come in, and it's also going to provide you with the learning progress and learning experience, which is going to be needed from you to take it to the next level. What is this going to be, my gorgeous Libra? It's on you to see, it's on you to realize. But this learning experience, by the end of the week, you will want to take on the next level, because you will need to learn more about it. You will want to become it. You will want to be around it. You will want to live it. You will want to have it. It's important because it's going to bring all these beautiful feelings within you, which is going to bring an activity. It's going to bring you this determination. It's going to make you realize, oh my God, I'm going to make changes there where the part of my life that was making me quite restrained, and frequently too restrained. And this is brilliant, because the whole new emotion is going to come to the surface at the same time. It's an important moment in time, because it's all about your practicality, all about you being very analytical, but also you're going to find out something quite significant about yourself. How much the certain part of you wants you to create a change. It's all about the hidden emotion at the same time, but it's all about your own determination, my gorgeous Libra. Experience, authority, it's what you're very good around, but at the same time, the ideas and designs this week are going to be absolutely mind-blowing, You will be full of ideas, and you will be full of designs, and it's just so important important to keep following this, because you are going to surprise yourself greatly, my gorgeous Libra. You're going to surprise yourself greatly, but this is so important because on one hand, it's just going to help you to make a decision, you know, and the decision that you're going to make will not be as easy because it's to do with a certain regret, it's to do with a certain partial loss. But then again, at the same time, the quicker you move on, the better it's going to be, the more opportunities you are going to provide and give to yourself. This is an important moment in time of the actual realization, but also be very careful because you're also going to come across somebody who's going to be like a little bit not really nice person, somebody who is going to be a little bit greedy, somebody who is like, oh, not a really nice person this week, so I need you to be careful. I'm sorry, I'm not like a dark Lala, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's telling me all these dark things, you know. No, but it's just like basically as soon as you realize that there is someone who is not quite right around you this week, just stay away from them. This could be somebody who you could watch on TV or something, and then you realize something about them that you don't like. Just follow your own bliss, you know, follow your own realization. Your realization is going to guide you somewhere, and it's going to be mind-blowing at the same time. I just need you to be careful. I just need you to be not jumping like into any kind of conclusion, and don't get tricked into anything, because somebody naughty will be revealed to you this week. I also suggest to you, my gorgeous Libra, to protect yourself in such a way where if your inner voice is telling you move on, my baby, move on, yeah. But also on another hand, I will say to you, a little bag of natural salt in one pocket, a little bag of natural salt in another pocket will protect you, because salt is very strong and it's very powerful when it comes to in conjunction with our own vibration, and then it provides us with an important shield and protection around us that we wouldn't normally have, in particular when we find ourselves around these dodgy people. On another hand, the crystals like a black tourmaline, black crystals, you know, like a black onyx, you know, hematite, they're all brilliant when it comes to the actual protection, grounding against this type of people and this type of situation. So you can just wear it around your neck, or you can have it in your pocket, for example. So now your oracle card, my gorgeous Libra, is you see, an important week when it comes to your own personal security, you know. Something is going to happen to you and it's going to bring you an absolutely enormous and beautiful answer. What you have been anxious about, what was bringing you down, what was making you stressed, what was making you nervous, what was making you uncertain. You see, an important message you will have when you see it saying security here, an important message you will have, my gorgeous Libra, and when it comes to your security, your question shall be answered. Libra, 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 indeed. Okay, so next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Scorpione. I'm just gonna have this first, sorry. Scorpio, come out to play. Now, my gorgeous Scorpione, you see, I'm glad because I'm happy because you will hear an important news about someone quite significant in your life, and this, my gorgeous Scorpione, is going to mean to you so much, because that progress is going to inspire you. That progress will be very significant for you. That progress will be very significant to you at the same time, because it's not only going to inspire you, but it's going to push you towards like the certain progress and change that you wouldn't normally do. So this is going to be absolutely remarkable when it comes to you, because it's just going to boost your energy. It is going to boost your creativity, and that in itself is going to be absolutely superb when it comes to the actual radiance. Your own personal radiance will start feeling very strongly activated from the beginning of this week, and I really like it, because you will know, my gorgeous Scorpione, that there is just like something, you know, that was just really made you feel so low, and it was made you feel so dark, and it was made you feel like, oh, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. A very strong feeling, a very strong emotion that was affecting you. It was affecting you so much that you were uncertain when it comes to your planning, like full on, but that was affecting you, my lord, like way above everyone else, because you have this ability to kind of see into your own subconscious mind very deeply. You have the ability to stretch yourself along with it like there is no tomorrow. So therefore you're provided with this really big picture, huge and rather stretched picture of your own personal journey, which provides you with so much more visibility than maybe some other people or some other signs you have. So this is why you can get affected with uncertainty. This is all to do with uncertainty and what the next stage and next step is going to be. And the sign, the news that you are going to have, it's also going to be so important, because it's just so much so to do with like your life that's just almost instantly came to the actual moment in time when you want to like kind of discontinue something, and then suddenly it's like bam bam bam, this discontinuance of effort that was creating also the certain disappointment at the same time. It's actually the message and realization that you're going to have. It's going to be so strong. It's going to be so powerful. It's going to rejuvenate you. It's going to become the beginning of your own rebirth. And it's important because it's all about the actual effort continued until full success is attained. This is very, very important. The moment in time you realize within the next few days, my gorgeous Scorpione, the effort continued. The effort will continue until full success is attained. This was going to bring you joy. This is going to bring you an instant pleasure. This is going to bring you an instant understanding of the situation that you didn't understand before. So therefore it's going to lead towards the recognition of the certain progress in your life that you wouldn't recognize before. On one hand, you will know that you escaped a certain deception beautifully, nicely, gorgeously, but on another hand, you will also know that at the same time, this is the beginning of change and the beginning of transition and regeneration and rebirth, that it's going to actually surprise you, because you thought that maybe came to an end. You thought that you're going to go around that. You thought that you're going to avoid this, but this is going to be very important and very personal when it comes to your own personal progress, because it's going to help you, to realize that the results of so much efforts that you've put in, so much energy, are nearly due. And almost few days ago, you wouldn't even think that this is going to turn out to be like this. So this is so important, because you're most certainly reaching for the very much so high part of yourself when it comes to your own spirituality, when it comes to your own power, and it's going to lead towards the wake-up call by the end of the week, my Scorpiones, which you thought that you wouldn't actually have. It's all about the experience, my gorgeous Scorpione. This week it's going to be about you, about who you are. You're going to come with a certain problem, the certain negativity, the certain uncertainty, and just remember you're well experienced to respond, and most certainly you're going to do that very successfully, and you're going to surprise yourself. So you're going to come across with the complex problems, complex situation, but most certainly you're going to do really well, and you're going to surprise yourself. On another hand, the certain loyalty of some kind of friend is going to come through. The certain loyalty of some kind of friend is going to come forward, and they are going to suggest something to you, and this is going to be something to take into consideration, not just yet, but later on. Just watch this space, my gorgeous Scorpione, watch this space. On another hand, this will be the time for the wise investment. If you would like to invest this week, if you would like to negotiate this week, this is going to be a great time for you to invest or negotiate, my gorgeous Scorpione. Just to let you know, this is the week of the great abundance, fulfillment, perfection, the beautiful joy that you are going to feel at the same time. And this is going to be so important when it comes to your own personal energy, and also the fact that somebody is going to be very sincere towards you, to you. It's also going to answer something. what you see, death. Of course you're gonna have a death. Scorpione, this is you, my gorgeous Scorpione, and look which card I took out, death. It's all about you. This is a strong confirmation. This is all about your power. This is all about your passion. This is all about your strength. This is all about your confidence. You are going through a very important transformation. You are going through a very important rebirth. There are few things that are going to happen to you this week. You know, you're going to be surprised the way you're going to feel, the way they're going to happen, the way they're going to unfold, but most certainly it's all about your own transformation. It's all about your own rebirth, which is most certainly going to happen by the end of this week. This is an important week for you, my gorgeous Scorpiones, because it's all about your own change, and it's all about your own rebirth, and it's all about your own beginning, you know. Great moment in time also throughout the week to just get rid of the old and bring in something new. Remember, give away some kind of like a statue to someone very important in your life, so karmically you do something really good, but then on the other hand just replace that statue with something else in your home. That way you karmically do something really important, but on another hand you're also like kind of paying attention to the actual energy around you. So make sure that you change things around you as well a little bit this week, because at the same time this is going to directly affect you and your own progress at the same time. You see, release. Just make sure that you meditate, make sure that you ground yourself, because there are going to be all sorts of informations for you waiting at the same time. Okay, make sure that you ground yourself and make sure that you meditate as well this week. Pay attention to your dreams and pay attention to what is the very first thing on your mind in the morning as well. Okay, and an important progress is going to come to an end, you see, and this what's going to come to an end, it's also going to mark the end of that particular journey. At the same time, it's the time of completion, but at the same time it's going to provide you with a wake-up call, which is also going to be connected to the new beginning. But most certainly release, something is going to come to an end as well. You're going to realize this. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarini. My gorgeous Sagittarini. Now, this is like absolutely remarkable moment in time for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini. It's because it's all about the it's all about the beginning, you know, where you're gonna find yourself this week. It's going to actually surprise you. The way things are going to unfold, it's going to surprise you, because it's just the feeling from the beginning of the week you have. You're gonna feel very adventurous. You're gonna feel very mischievous. You're gonna feel like you want to discover things. You're gonna feel like you want to do things. You're gonna feel like you want to become, you know, we want to begin things. In particular, you need to pay attention to 111. When you see these three numbers repeating, my gorgeous Sagittarini, this is so important. When you see these three numbers repeating, you will know that it's an absolutely remarkable moment and opportunity for you going to arise at the same time. The sequences of numbers are going to be super important and super relevant to you. Not only you will have an important opportunity which is going to arise, but at the same time you're going to be redirected a little bit, which is going to require from you to make a certain adjustments in your life, but it's also going to be completely connected to the new beginning as well, which is going to surprise you, because it's all about the actual transition that you are going to have, but also like the process. Something is going to seem so much quicker, something is going to seem so much faster, something is going to be speeded up, and it's all about the speeded up process that is just all going to bring you the harmony in at the same time and providing you with an important problem coming to an end. And it's also going to provide you with a conclusion, and that conclusion is going to be so huge, because it's going to help you to realize some kind of perfection and recognition and honor. You know, you're going to feel so great about yourself, and this is so good. This is going to be this particular essence which is going to just just keep you on top of things throughout this week at the same time. There are three major things that you're going to need to pay attention to. Three major things you're going to need to pay attention to, but at the same time they will change. You will get your blessings. Thing number one is you need to think this week what makes you feel good, what makes you feel blessed, what makes you feel powerful, what makes you feel excited. Okay, the thing number two, my gorgeous Sagittarini, release. You need to pay attention to what is the very first thing on your mind every single morning, whether this is a realization, whether this is something that you need to do, whether this is the direction, whether this is the guidance, and whether this is something that you remember from the night before. This is all going to make sense by the end of the week. Okay, and the thing number three, oh my God, fantastic. Look at this. An important sign that you are going forward. An important sign that you're about to move on. An important sign that something very significant is going to happen to you. But this is not about just anything. This is about a life that was bringing you down. This is about things that were worrying you. This is about things that were blocking you down. This is about the things that were preventing you to move on. So an important answer you're going to have and get and gain through this. And it's all about you going forward. An important moment in time, my gorgeous Sagittarinis. If you don't see these particular sequences of 1-1-1-1, don't worry. You can also pay attention to like to certain omens when it comes to the birds. But birds are pretty much connected to us and to our lives at the same time. And if you see some kind of a bird that is like doing something unusual, if you see some kind of a bird that is also taking your attention, getting your attention, this is coming from a different dimension, different realm. So you see this connection. You can also use this in exactly the same way, like an omen with the sequences 1-1-1-1. So if you don't see the sequence repeating 1-1-1-1, then you can pay attention to the certain omens when it comes to the actual bird, which is going to provide you with the same with the direction as well and realization what these sequences would do at the same time. But it's all to do with the creativity, the new beginning, and this is just going to be an absolutely make or break week, but most certainly make rather than break, the beginning rather than ending. It's just so significant because it's at the same time connected to the moment in time and experience that you're going to have, which is also going to be the wake-up call for you. It's to do with the gain, it's to do with the beginning of a meaningful experience and adventure, which is on another hand going to make you realize it's about you, my gorgeous Sagittarini. It's about your own free will, it's about your own creativity, and it's about your own skill. And just remember, be spontaneous as much as you can. Being spontaneous is the answer, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Just remember, being spontaneous is the answer. Okay, let me just see what is your tarot card. La 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 la. Of course, 6 of Wands. Okay, this is brilliant, because it is just basically going to be the very good moment in time when it comes to the beginning of your own success, of your own realization. You're going to surprise yourself. This is going to be the step in the right direction. You're going to feel so good, and you just also need to remember to follow your bliss, Sagittarini. Follow how you feel. Follow what makes you feel good. Follow what makes you feel honored, because you're going to hear about some kind of success, some kind of challenge that you did so well, and this is all about your honor. But an important moment in time when it comes to your own future planning, because through your own success and something you're going to hear very good about yourself and your progress, this is also going to provide you with an answer, but with an important direction at the same time. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, so now just a second. La 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 la. Sorry. La 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 la. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about. Okay, sorry. Oh, God help me. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Capricornius. Bum, 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 bum. Capricornius. Bum, 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 bum. Capricornius. Bum, 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 bum. Capricornius. Bum, 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 ba, ba, ba. Capricornius. Bum, 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 bum. Capricornius. Bum, 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 bum. Do you know, like, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. You know, my gorgeous Capricornians, you're going to need to make an important judgment, you know, and it's going to be down to you, and you need to be the one to do this. You're going to need to kind of keep certain things to yourself. Don't talk too much about the certain progresses and the certain worries and the certain negativities that you may have, because the beginning of this week, in particular, the first couple of days are going to be a little bit strange, maybe a little bit tough, and it's going to make you feel like you really need to come to terms with the certain problems, because if you don't, you're not going to see the progress that you could see. You're not going to see the progress in a way you would want it to see, and that in itself, it's also going to kind of make you feel like a little bit uneasy, make you feel a little bit uncertain, but make you feel like just tiny little baby nervous, just a little bit nervous. But this doesn't matter, because it's actually to do with an important start, you know, which is at the same time, as soon as you make this judgment, as soon as you make this decision, you know, you're going to realize at some moment in time there was a false start when it comes to new beginning and starting something, and you're going to realize the new start through this particular situation and unfoldment that you are going to have at the same time. This is very important because it did bring like a cloudy outlook, because you couldn't connect to your future as sharp as you normally would. But on another hand, this is so important because it's going to bring you the realization by the end of the week, which is going to be connected to these first 2 days, and the realization that you are going to have by the end of this week, it's going to be so important because it's going to be connected to the unrealized goal. And this unrealized goal is just going to become something to do with like some kind of like unfinished business, but most certainly it's to do with like some kind of frustration that you had in the first place that was making you feel almost defensive, but on another hand is now going to come back as a new option, as a new opportunity, which is going to not only become a rather victorious moment in time, it's going to provide you with an option, but it's also at the same time going to really help you to reflect on your life, and it's going to help you to make an important decision. And that in itself is just going to become an incredible moment in time when it comes to the actual wake-up call, when it comes to the actual swift change, and when it comes to all that chaos and confusion that you felt within the last few months. The chaos and confusion that you felt within the last few months was maybe taking a lot out of you. So now you will realize that it's time to, you know, like kind of like time to walk into the whole new dimension, time to like kind of like go to this refreshing energy, which is on one hand going to bring you very close to the certain change, you know, that you've been waiting for, the certain security and power. But it's not only about that, it's about the resolution of the problem, you know, and the conclusion that you are going to have at the same time, and it's to do with the compromise. But this is all coming down from the fact that you're actually going to need to basically realize that this week it's all about the improvement, development, the certain promotion, and also it's to do with the outcome of the past effort, which is most certainly going to give you so much to look forward to. I'm not saying that you were sad, I'm not saying that you were miserable, I'm just saying that there was a lot of energy that was drained out of you, Capricornius, without even realizing this or not. You will make an absolutely remarkable decision dealing with an uncertain area of your life, which is going to take an additional 3 weeks in order to unfold, but most certainly a solid moment in time will happen, and you will know that you will be able to do something superb when it comes to protecting yourself, when it comes to protecting people in your life, when it comes to protecting your personal security, but also when it comes to the actual future planning. In fact, you need to be as open-minded as you can here. You need to be as excited as you can here, because not only I can see you being quite adventurous, you will be inspecting the situation around you quite nicely, my gorgeous Capricornians. And this is nothing unusual, because the situation that you are going to be expecting around you, it's going to be very good, because on one hand it's just going to be kind of like be bringing you the temptations, you know, it's going to be enhancing certain temptations around you. Watch what do you feel tempted around, what you feel tempted about this week, my gorgeous Capricornians. Something in particular it's going to show itself, something in particular is going to come to the surface, something in particular is going to surprise you, and it's going to be so important, because this is something which is going to be remarkable when it comes to a strong, powerful and crazy confirmation at the same time. But it's all about you being able to understand the process even more and doubling up on the certain process, you know, that maybe some not everyone agreed around you, but most certainly it's about you not only having a very strong confirmation, but you will make a very, very powerful decision. Oh my God, the decision that you're gonna make, my gorgeous Capricornians, is pretty much so connected to you feeling dissatisfied before, and you feeling like a little bit on this defensive, trying to prove your point. But most certainly this is all gonna bounce back, and it's gonna be a very strong confirmation. By the end of this week, you will be in touch with somebody, you will come across with somebody, and you're gonna need to be brave, and that bravery will see you through. That bravery will help you. That bravery will rejuvenate you, but it's at the same time going to bring the passion. It's going to redirect you slowly and slightly, and most certainly it's going to become rather beneficial for you. You will make an important, mature decision. This is a very, very good, because not only you, as I said, will benefit from this, but other people in your life will be able to benefit indeed. Queen of Wands, this is absolutely remarkable. You're going to be told something this week. You're going to be told some information which is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing. This is going to be either advice from a female from a female in your life, which is going to be completely surprise you. It's going to be either direct or either indirect. If it's direct, obviously they're going to tell you, hey, listen, you should do this, you know. But then again, on another hand, if it's indirect, could have been like once at some point you spoke, you had a chat, conversation, and they've mentioned this, and you gathered this idea. So now this is going to be completely confirmed to you this week. That person is going to make themselves known, whether this is going to be in your mind or whether they're going to come, whether they're going to contact you. However, this person is going to have an important information for you as well, and important information. It's not only about the fact what they say to you at some point that it's just going to be, you're going to be able to take on the next level, but there is something else, an important advice, that is new important advice that this person is actually going to have, my gorgeous Capricornians. You just need to watch for it. Look at this, death as well. You also have a death. This is very, very good. Please listen, be as open-minded as you can. Throw yourself into as many opportunities as you can. If something is attracting you, just go for it. Go and inspect it, okay? But do something unusual. Do something different. Be a little bit rebellious, you know. Do something different. Do something unusual, because it's all about your own transformation. You're really going to be surprised this week indeed. And this surprise will be very, very good. On one hand, you're going to learn about a certain deception, but then on another hand, you will know what to be cautious of. But then again, it's to do with an overburdened feeling, thank you, Lord, slowly coming to an end. And this is absolutely even more important when it comes to the rewards from hard work and success. But even more importantly, Capricornians, you will know that this week you will hear something good, actually, something quite positive. So it's going to shine the light in the darkness quite nicely. But on another hand, it's going to make you realize that you are in for a crazy, huge, massive, ultimate change. You must not overreact because you will be tested a little bit, okay, this week. And don't overreact. Just stay cool, my gorgeous Capricornians. You will do absolutely great. You will reach the peak level, very high level of your own radiance. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards. Oh my God, this is wonderful. Look, you need to remember it's all about you being able to realize that karmically you will be tested, you know. Karmically somebody is going to challenge you this week, and you just need to be able to rise above it. Whatever you do, do not leave the actual situation to be negative at the end, all right? Just to remind you, Capricornians, you are going to be tested this week. Someone is going to wind you up. Yeah, it could be somebody in your life, your daughter, your husband, your wife, blah blah blah, or it could be like your work, it's somebody who you work with. Whatever it happens, whatever challenges you, you must make sure that you rise above the situation. This is more important than ever. You forgive, rise above the situation, and that way you release yourself and you let it go. Because if you don't and you go low, then you're just going to kind of slow down yourself. You will slow your process. You're going to be absolutely fine, but please get this right, my gorgeous Capricornians. It's important. Capricornians, dun 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 dun. Okie dokie. So now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquarius. Aquarius. You see, my gorgeous Aquarius, I really like this because you're gonna have such a nice flip-flop moment. You know I love flip-flop moments. You know how much I love flip-flop moments. You know how much I love flip-flop moments. Flip-flop moments in Sasha's world means that it's just the last 11 weeks have been like, oh my God, Aquarius. No, the last, God help me, the last 11 weeks have been like pretty much so like on top of everything, but also at the same time at the bottom of everything, you know, and in between was a very thick and very deep and very powerful space that you have found yourself within floating. When that happens, then we kind of lose a little bit of sense of direction. That direction is like kind of like not very good. Like when we lose the sense of direction, it affects every single one of us in a certain way. But you Aquamarinis, you're actually quite good when it comes to that, because you are able to find your way kind of much quicker, and it's all to do with your mind, and it's all to do with the fact that you have got this ability to keep yourself busy in the situations like this. And this is one of your strengths. This is one of your powers. Like, oh my Lord, it's very strong and it's very powerful. And this is what really keeps you going. But what was happening within the last 11 weeks in order to make you feel like a little bit of like a sad, in order to make you feel like a little bit desolated, in order to make you feel a little bit disappointed as well. You know, there were certain things that was happening that were really affecting you, and that was causing you to actually have a bit of a cloudy outlook when it comes to your life, and it was causing you to unrealized goals, you know, because it's just basically, it was like connected to the false starts, for example, because purely it's to do with the complete and sudden change and abandonment and the changes that you had to kind of work around. And that in itself creates like a certain stress, that in itself creates a certain instability. So the flip-flop moment that I was saying that is going to happen this week, which is absolutely wonderful, it's absolutely remarkable, remarkable that now this is going to be so good, because it's almost going to be like, oh, thank you, God, you know, like the things that have been happening will just start making sense in such a way where you're going to see it like a beneficial, and you're going to see it like almost like a certain gain. It's going to be connected to the certain profit as well. This week will be very powerful and very strong when it comes to the certain profit and realization, how to move on from the certain situation, how to move on from the certain negativity, which steps to take. And important steps are going to be also provided to you, my gorgeous aquamarinis. And this is something that you need to pay attention to, because these steps are also mean that you will be very sharp, super sharp, you know, like you're sharpening pen, you know, like this means that you're going to be super sharp, super clever, super powerful this week. I'm not saying that you're not clever, that you're not powerful. I'm just saying there's this dimension that you're going to find yourself in, this dimension that you're going to find yourself within. It's going to give you the opportunity to reflect yourself according to your own vibration around you in a very powerful and deep way, which means that on another hand you're going to be able to expand your subconscious levels, to expand your subconscious mind to the highest of extents that you've been in a very long time, which is on another hand going to make you very deep, very powerful, very spiritual, and it's on another hand going to make you feel super intuitive, and then again it's going to provide you to see yourself, to see your life from a completely different dimension. And this, my gorgeous aquamarinis, is going to be absolutely everything, because something is going to happen. It's going to be huge, it's going to be massive, it's going to be very powerful. The mid-week is going to give you the hugest answer ever, and it's just all about the actual wake up call. You will be like kind of shaked up, but in the best possible way, because you will be able to understand a certain part of your life, certain part of like the frustration that was going on, that was happening in such a wonderful way. And it's all about the security that you are going to have, and it's all about the satisfaction and accomplishment that is going to re-energize you, and it's just going to provide you with realization by the end of this week. That it's all about, you know, you need to make sure it's not about the discontinuance of effort. It's not about you stopping things. It's not about you finishing things. No, baby, no. It's about the effort. It needs to continue until you reach and receive the full success. Keep going, because you will be tested this week, Aquamarini. You will be tested, and you're going to find yourself in a strange waters by the end of the week as well, where you're going to think like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I connecting to this? Why am I connecting to that? Oh, there is no point for this. There is no point for that. Every time you feel like this, every time you feel so low, every time you feel so down, just remember that this is going to bring you the reflection, which is just going to bring you to the highest levels of your own subconsciousness you have ever had in this life, in this world. So therefore you are reaching a high sacred levels of your own self. This week will be remarkable. What is going to happen and where is this going to lead towards is the resolution of the problem that you are going to have by the end of this week, and it's going to bring you a fantastic conclusion, and it's at the same time going to come from you feeling brave, from you feeling connected, from you feeling reconnected in order to deal with an issue and the problem that was bringing you down, it was making you negative. And now by the end of this week, this resolution of a problem is going to come through such a powerful conclusion, which is going to bring you healing, which is going to bring you solace. It's going to bring you an absolutely remarkable result as well. Compromise, and a beautiful inspiration. What does that also means? It also means at the same time, my gorgeous Aquamarini, any problems, any issues, any negativities, anyone that brings you down, anyone that's annoying, anyone that is making you feel negative, or anyone that is standing on your way, you need to sort it out this week. It's not necessarily about a snake, it's not necessarily about the devil, it's not necessarily about somebody really bad, but it's about the part of your life that you need to pay attention to, and you need to deal with it, because if you do do it at the right moment in time. There is so much going to happen to you. There is so much going to unfold to you over the next 3 weeks. Over the next 3 weeks are going to be remarkable reflection of the compromise that you had. So any compromise and any negotiation and any process that you can start, any kind of important conversation, any important beginnings, any kind of judgment, any signing, any negotiation, anything where you can negotiate in kind of like a challenging situation, please do it by the end of this week, because the next 3 weeks are going to be sacredly connected to this, and it's going to bring you so much more that you would normally have, and it's connected to the actual, beautiful pleasures, it's connected to the life that was making you very stagnant. It's connected to the life that was making you feel like kind of like careless and negative, low and down. So that's why it was affecting your activity and your determination. So that's why this is so important. Every now and then, every once in a while, we come to terms with these powerful energies that we are having that affect every single sign in a different way. But to you, the conclusion, it's also going to go a long way, my gorgeous aquamarine. And it's most certainly going to really provide you with the bravery, the necessary bravery that you actually needed in order to move on with a certain, with a certain part of your life. It's very, very important to say this. On another hand, as I said, if you want to have negotiations, please do it this week. If you want to have something like that, because the energy is going to be on your side, so you're going to get so much more. And even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel really low, even if you feel really drained, it doesn't matter. You just go for it. You use the spiritual knock. This is going to be a key at the same time, which is going to open up the door towards all sorts of possibilities. And you're also going to realize, something is going to kind of bother you, but not bother you. The certain thought, the certain realization, it's also going to surprise you. Some kind of hidden emotion is going to be like, hello, I'm here. Some kind of hidden emotion within you, it will want to come out, and it's important for you to recognize this. And every single time when you're by yourself, every single time when you're thinking, every single time when you're sleeping, every single time when you wake up, when you're by yourself, you get these little thoughts that are just like calling you and wanting something. It's going to require your attention. The certain thought, which is the hidden emotion, will need to come out, and it's on you to realize what this is, where this is, and what to do with it. It's important for you to realize this, because it's slowly coming to an end. But what is required from you is to actually realize this, and it's to do with your practicality, it's to do with you being analytical, and it's to do with you being like a very much so frequently to restrain. So this is going to be beneficial for your life in many different ways, my gorgeous aquamarini. So it's all about you doing this. You are also going to be you're going to be tested. You are going to be tested, this week, and you're going to feel like you need to be defensive. You must not be defensive. You will be tested. Your power will be tested. Okay, but you just need to remember to be actually not to be defensive. Okay, don't be defensive. You see, look at this. A little bit of situation, something is slowly going to come to an end, a bit of a heartbreaking situation, but it's all about you realizing this. Something is slowly gonna come to an end, but then again, as soon as you realize this, the healing and solace, it's also the same time going to take place. Okay, so I'm just gonna see what is your oracle card of the week, my gorgeous aquamarini. Aquarius, it's the power. That's what I'm saying. Use your power, babies. Use your power wisely. Not only this week your power is going to be enhanced, but my gorgeous aquamarini, your power will be rather enhanced for this week and then 3 weeks after that. So exactly for a month, 3 weeks after that and that particular week. So this is how, this is a significant and very strong moment in time when it comes to your own power. So on one hand, you will be tested quite a lot, but on another hand, and every test is going to bring you an absolutely remarkable realization. Very important when it comes to your own personal progress, Aquamarini. Very, very important indeed. You will know the results of efforts, very important efforts to you are nearly due. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Pisceline. My gorgeous Piscelines, you know what I mean? It's like a basically, you know, you are going to be surprised this week actually. The way you're going to feel from this week, it's going to surprise you. From the beginning of the week, it's going to be the wonderful feeling of feeling refreshed. And this is nothing unusual. You will see how heavy energy has been for the last 3 or 4 weeks. For the last couple of months, the energy was a little bit heavy. And it was affecting every single one of us in a different way. So this is very important to say that sometimes by the time we reach this important stage, by the time we reach this certain stage, we don't realize how heavy the energy is until we go through these invisible doors, which at the same time are marking an important stage, an important moment in your life when we are entering the whole new dimension. It's important to say not only that this is going to bring you the promise, not only this is going to bring you the optimism, not only this is going to reflect on you in such a powerful way when it comes to your own creativity. This is an important moment in time, my gorgeous Pisceline, because you will know that the new journey, it's about to start. Because it's all about your mind, and it's all about the power of your mind. What you have been thinking about in the last few months, what you have been hoping about in the last few months, what you have been wanting to do in the last few months, what was worrying you in the last few months, but most importantly, what were you wanting to do in order to make and create changes. There is some absolutely remarkable progress and process going to take place at the same time, because this is going to be at the start of an important journey. And you will know this is so much so to do with an advancement also, but the way this is going to unfold and happen is just going to be this refreshing energy will be pushing you to be optimistic, and that optimism, it's going to give you so much energy, and that energy is also going to push you, and it's going to push you towards the situation that you're going to surprise yourself where you're going to find yourself at around the midweek. You're going to come to terms with an opportunity that you are going to have, and that opportunity is actually going to surprise you, because at the same time this will be very important to you, but at the same time you're going to find out something quite superb about yourself, and this is going to enhance you in so many different ways. This is going to become like the beginning of a very strong and powerful invocation through your own focus, which is going to bring you the perspective, and it's going to confirm things to you. This is very important because it's going to require a certain alteration from you, and it's also going to require from you to just keep going. An important change is going to start happening here, but also at the same time a very, very important information you're going to get this week. The information that you're going to get this week is going to bring you so much certainty where you had an uncertainty, and it's also going to kind of be so important when it comes to the actual joy, pleasure, peace, love, containment, because you will be able to do some kind of big change in your immediate environment. You will be able to do a big change, and that you will be able to start, to feel the beginning of the big change, which you are going to find very much so beneficial for yourself, but also all the people around you are going to find this rather beneficial as well. The people in your life are going to be able to benefit from this later on, because this is all to do with the unhappiness and uncertainty that you had before, with the differences of opinion that you had before within the last few months as well, that brought so much uncertainty. So now this is an important moment in time, because it's all about the actual resolution of the problem. At the same time, it's to do with the conclusion, and it's also to do with the time when you're going to get your healing and satisfactory result. Very, very, very important. You will be tested at around the end of this week yourself as well. And the way you're going to be tested, it's going to be quite interesting. You just need to remember to be as optimistic as possible. You will be tested, so it means that somebody's going to make you feel like a little bit like uncertain, because you will be unsure and uncertain what they're trying to say to you. But it will be very important for you not to rush into any conclusions, not to rush into any decisions. In particular, if you are being asked to rush into something, do not rush into anything this week. For you, it is not going to be the greatest. You see, for the planning, it's absolutely fantastic. For the thinking, it's absolutely fantastic. But if you want to start some kind of new process, new idea, new signing, some kind of judging and things like that, then it's to do week later, but not this particular week, okay? But most certainly, I have to say this, my gorgeous Pisces. Look at this. I will show you this. You see, Five of Wands. Now, this is remarkable. You see, Five of Wands, it's all about the actual a challenge that you are going to have this week, and you are going to surprise yourself, This is very important to say, because it's all around the actual good news, about your own gain. It's going to be good news about your own advancement, but at the same time, that in itself, it's going to help you to realize about a certain desires. And then on another hand, it's to do with the promotion, recognition of abilities, which are on another hand going to help you to make an important decision. But before you make an important decision, there is going to be the challenge that you are going to have, and the challenge that you are going to have, it's going to be connected to your own future planning, but most certainly it's to do with the actual outcome of the past effort. And you just need to remember that you need to be very much so as open-minded as you possibly can. As I said, you're going to surprise yourself the way you're going to feel, what is going to attract you, but then at the same time, this is all going to be the part of the process of the stagnation, reflection of the stagnation, the reflection of negativity that you had before, and it's most certainly going to shape you up. You have been shaped up, you have been prepared for this important moment in time. Not only this is going to be incredible judgment, decision that you're going to make, but you're going to find yourself like really, really clever, really smart, really intelligent when it comes to the actual being so mature to actually start this process, start this progress. It's all about your own creativity. It's all about the way out of the situation. It's all about a new focus coming in, but most certainly it's going to lead towards your own beneficial stage and beneficial area in your life. I'm so happy because you will know that most certainly, this is a very much so going to make you feel very good, very honored, very good about yourself. But then on another hand, it's just going to provide you with an opportunity that you didn't even think that you would actually have. And most certainly, above all, it's to do with realization, which you are going to have by the end of this week. Look what you're going to realize on Sunday. On Sunday this week, you're going to feel so close to this stage of your life like you've never felt close before. And this is because this Sunday is going to be a very psychic moment for you. It's going to provide you with a very strong intuition, very powerful intuition, which is on another hand going to provide you with a psychic moment. And that psychic moment is going to be absolutely everything as well, because it's going to be the main factor which is going to push you towards this change and to push you towards this progress. And that in itself is going to become the beginning of an adventure. That in itself this week is all going to be about the beginning of an adventure, my gorgeous Pisces. It's about your enthusiasm. It's about a whole new initiative that is going to be provided to you by the end of this week. It's all about the unlimited possibilities, and you are going to surprise yourself. This is going to be a rather mind-blowing moment in time, my gorgeous Pisces. Look at this, absolutely remarkable. You will be tested. You're going to come to terms with something. You're going to come come across with a certain person. Just remember that person is going to make you feel a little bit negative. That person is going to be a very strong person when it comes to their own energy, and maybe just a little bit intimidating, and sometimes people are a little bit intimidating when their energy is very strong and very powerful and very uncertain, and it can reflect on us in many different ways. It depends where we are at the moment in our lives or with our lives. You just need to remember it's very important for you to be brave, brave and keep going, to be brave and don't block yourself. You know, this is an important moment in time because something is going to take place, something is going to happen, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's going to be remarkable. It's going to unfold in such a way where you had such a patience. You know, you waited for this for a long time, you waited for this moment and for such a long time, for a while, and now this is the moment of unfoldment. At the same time, it's going to require from you to make a certain sacrifice and adjustment, but then at the same time you will know that this is an amazing moment in time because the certain influence, beautiful influence in your life, it's also going to play an important role, because at the same time it's going to confirm to you that it's time to actually move on. On another hand, I really like it because this is going to lead towards your own practicality, towards you realizing hidden emotions, something that you're not doing but you should be doing, most certainly, because that hidden emotion, it's meant to be you, it's part of you, it's an important part of you that you're going to start doing and start focusing on by the end of this week, most certainly. And it's so important because it's going to help you with your practicality, and it's also going to help you with the part of your life that you was frequently too restrained. So this is very important when it comes to the quality of your life as well. But on another hand, just remember, this is all about security, safety, family. An important family matter is going to arise and you are going to need to put your foot down a little bit. It's going to be very important for you to do so. But on another hand, just remember that money, wealth, reorganization, you know, are going to be very important. Reorganization will be very important when it comes to your money, wealth, security. But most certainly, just remember, results of efforts are nearly due. The results of a very important efforts are nearly due, my gorgeous Pisces. Just remember, very, very important indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, peace and light to every single one of you. Okay, my gorgeous people, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.